I'm the president and CEO of US Goldmining. Our ticker is USGO. We trade on the NASDAQ. I will be making likely some forward-looking statements during the presentation. This presentation is available on that website. You can read it at length. That includes the verified portion, so you can take yourself on the virtual tour through the property in Alaska that we call the Whistler Gold Copper Porphyry. So the Whistler Gold Copper Porphyry is located 105 miles from Anchorage. Currently we access via air. We're working with the state government to get a road built into that property right now. More about that later in the presentation. This is the sort of resource that VRIC likes for a couple of reasons. One, Amir Adnani is the founder of this company. He acquired this project for gold mining initially in 2015. We vended it into the SpinCo US Goldmining Inc. in 2023 and listed it via an initial public offering on NASDAQ. It's a large deposit that could grow bigger, another one of those key investment boxes that VRIC likes to tick. Currently we have 6.5 million gold equivalent ounces indicated and another 4.2 million gold equivalent ounces in the inferred category and growing as we continue drilling our property. We're fully permitted for exploration. We're located on state land, so don't let Alaska scare you off. We are in a great location on state land that differentiates Whistler from some of the other projects that have met headwinds with respect to permitting in Alaska over recent years. We see the horizon, the environment for permitting resource development opportunities in Alaska as significantly improving with the incoming Trump administration. We are 100% owned property, about 53,000 acres. And I already mentioned the Roads to Resources project that we're currently partnering with the state of Alaska. A quick look at our structure before I get into the virtual tour of the Whistler property. We have just 12.4 million shares outstanding. About 80% of that is owned by our parent company, Goldmining Inc. We're currently trading at we closed on Friday at $9.60. The numbers you're seeing here were current as of the end of December, so our market cap is around $120. You can see some of the institutions that supported us through the IPO, and in particular I would highlight H.C. Wainwright if you're looking for independent research analysis into US gold mining. A little bit on the team. I mentioned Amir Adnani already, who was the founder, the acquirer initially of the project for gold mining, and who is, of course, co-chair of our parent company, Goldmining Inc. Along with David Garofalo. David Garofalo, of course, is the CEO of Gold Royalty, another RIC Rule stock, owned stock. And David Garofalo was previously CEO of Goldmining up until he orchestrated the acquisition of gold mining by the world's biggest mining company, Newmont. On the left, myself, I'm the CEO and president. I'm a geologist with 30 years experience. My background is ranging from the majors to the juniors. I've made discoveries in the Yukon, including the Coffee Gold deposit for Kaminak Gold Corp in 2010. We sold that company to Goldmining in 2016 for $520 million. So certainly experienced in the north, know how to take a project from discovery through to feasibility and beyond into construction. And my colleague and our chairman, Alistair Still, who is a veteran miner and resource developer, has built mines for the majors in Canada and in Argentina. Happy to be working with Alistair again. We worked together after the acquisition of Kaminak by Goldcorp. We worked together at Goldcorp in their corporate development team and again for Newmont before getting the team back together to put US Goldmining Inc. together. Very experienced veteran board in terms of both the technical, geologic skill set, also in sustainability, ESG, and capital markets. So let's get into the project itself, take a look at the location here. So down here in the lower left, you've got Anchorage and an existing port facility at Port Mackenzie. Up here in the top right, the property itself, Whistler, 53,000 acres over 370 some state of Alaska mining claims. It's about 100 miles. We fly in and out currently, but I want to draw your attention to the road that the state is partnering with ourselves and other resource developers to build that will link Whistler with infrastructure in the Anchorage district, and that includes rail, port facilities, power, and obviously an excellent workforce, a mining experienced workforce and demographic there. The first part of that road is already funded, the first 25 miles. The Alaska Department of Transportation is planning to break ground on that in 2025. Zooming into the property itself, you can see our consecutive mining claims here, contiguous mining claims, sorry. The red stars indicate the resources. So we have Island Mountain in the south, and zooming up to the north, the Whistler deposit, which of course is the namesake of the Whistler project, and the Island Mountain, the Raintree deposit. The yellow stars indicate additional targets. Just to give you a really quick virtual tour of what the terrain looks like up here, we are not dealing with difficult terrain here by Alaskan standards. The terrain is relatively low-lying, easy topography to work with. We're not at the top of a mountain, we're not deep in a valley, we're not dealing with moving rivers, lakes, or glaciers. Very easy terrain to work in, and the mineralization comes right to surface. Another one of those key VRIC rule investment boxes he likes to tick, a high-grade core coming right to surface, or as he put it, a high-grade starter pit. We certainly see that optionality here at Whistler deposit with mineralization coming right to surface. Taking you underground to continue the virtual tour, and again, I just remind you that this is on our website, so you can take much more time to go through this yourselves. Looking at the historic drilling here, 70,000 meters of drilling, displaying gold, then copper, and combining into gold equivalent. Whistler is a gold-rich copper porphyry. It's about 70% by value gold, and much of the remaining 30% of the value lies in the copper. There is some silver here as well. So we have the trifecta of metals that are obviously doing extremely well right now with respect to metal pricing, and the all-time highs that we're seeing in copper and the very strong prices in gold, and the very strong prices we're seeing in copper and silver. Why do we think this is an exciting project? Well, this world-class drill intercept that we released around this time last year, hole 3 from 2023, 652 meters at 1 gram per ton gold equivalent, starting at surface, going all the way to the bottom of the pit shell. Very contiguous, certainly knocked it out of the park for us in terms of expectations around continuity of mineralization and the extent of that grade. That is a world-class intercept anywhere. And we're delighted that we were able to both infill and extend the high-grade core that sits at the heart of the Whistler system. We combined that with the previous drilling and updated our mineral resource estimate in 2024. We brought the updated mineral resource estimate out in October, which increased the indicated portion of the overall mineral resource estimate by 117%, and added metal overall, around 13% additional metal added to the overall project. So you can see the value of the investment of that drilling in 2023. I just want to walk you quickly through the resource numbers. So I already mentioned 6.5 million gold equivalent ounces indicated, 4.2 million gold equivalent ounces inferred. Now that is based on the 72,000 meters of drilling and cut at $10.50 per ton cutoff grade. I just want to point to the optionality that we see when we run that at a higher cutoff grade at $20 per ton, so effectively doubling that cutoff grade. We still have a very robust resource of around 4.2 million gold equivalent ounces indicated, another 2.7 million gold equivalent ounces inferred. But look at the grade. The grade now jumps up to a gram. So this is very attractive. This is a very contiguous high-grade core that sits right at the heart of the system. I'm going to walk you through it here now. We're going to zoom in on the Whistler deposit and rotate here. Very large, contiguous resource body here. I'm going to peel away those lower grades, those yellow blocks, which are the 0.3 to 0.5s. You're now seeing everything greater than 0.5 grams per ton gold equivalent cutoff. Peeling those away, you can see how the high-grade core, cut at 1 gram per ton gold equivalent, hangs together. It comes right to surface, extends to the bottom of the pit. There's more high-grade out here on the west, which is relevant to the drilling I'm going to point to in a moment. But we're certainly very excited about that high-grade core, the fact that it comes to surface and provides that optionality for a high-grade starter pit. Zooming back out, and then into the 2023 drilling, and then just adding the 2024 drilling. So we put 3 additional holes into Whistler. We drilled 4,000 meters total in 2024. We're really aiming at targeting the western portion of the deposit and also pushing those drill holes deeper, trying to bring that pit shell deeper through overall resource growth. We've only released 1 hole from Whistler so far. There are 2 more to come. They will be coming out in the coming weeks and months as those assays are returned. The hole that we returned announced back in October, hole 2402 here, returned an excellent intercept of more high grade sitting out here in the west. That intercept was 120 meters at 1 gram per ton. We also put a hole out here at Raintree, a lower grade intercept of around half a gram per ton over 66 meters. But the important thing here is just showing that the mineralization extends beyond the depth of the current pit shell. So you can see that intercept sitting at depth below the pit shell here. And just zooming back out to look at the other 3 drill holes that are pending. News flow coming in the coming weeks. As I mentioned, there are 3 more drill holes from Whistler and Raintree to be announced. So I'll just close by talking about the overall exploration opportunity. We see Whistler as a porphyry cluster. We've already found 3 deposits in our resource inventory. We think there's excellent potential to add more discoveries at both Whistler here in the north, and down at Island Mountain in the south. We also see excellent exploration potential over here at Muddy Creek for additional discoveries of gold and copper mineralization. It's important, of course, that we place our project on a clear line of sight through to permitting. So we commenced our environmental baseline activities and our stakeholder engagement from day 1. From day 0, in fact, we were on the ground doing environmental baseline work before we started drilling here. The importance of that is, of course, that you build that acceptance socially within the community, that expectation and that trust that you're a responsible explorer that can go on to become a resource developer and eventually a miner. We had an excellent track record last year, no safety incidents, and we completed our work ahead of schedule and on budget. So just in closing here, a very strong treasury. We still had $4.4 million in the bank at the end of the last quarter. Of the 20 million, that's plenty of cash to take us through our planned work for 2025. We're going to be moving, we're undertaking in parallel with the exploration engineering and, as I mentioned, baseline environmental studies, that it's all working towards ultimately initiating and delivering on a PEA, a preliminary economic assessment, that we believe will deliver a very compelling mining opportunity for investment. So thank you so much for your time.